requested 50 pounds of coconuts, and I got 2 offers, so I just accepted one, which gives me 10 pounds. So whenever I'm finished, or whenever I have enough of the products that I would like, I can then confirm this order, which sends a notification to the supplier that yes, this transaction has been confirmed, and then they could proceed to the actual payment part. Well, when we talk about payments, our local market, or Guyana in general, when it comes to things like e-commerce, we're still a little bit behind the other developed countries. So payments was actually one of the most challenging things to work out. Like, how do we actually get farmers, people who might not be so excited to use technology, to actually use the system? So what we had to do is cater for basically every different kind of payment method you could think about. So whether it's like cash, credit cards, wire transfers, even checks, we have built the system flexibly so that we could process any kind of payment. We would like to show you just one example of these. So this was the request for coconuts that I chose to fill in earlier. Now, when it comes to me confirming payment, I have the option, of course, of choosing whichever payment method I would like to choose. So we really made provisions for everything. So how this works is that on both ends of the transactions, both parties confirm that they have sent and received payment, as well as when they would have sent and received the actual goods. When it comes to credit card payments, this is ideally the way that international buyers would like to operate with the system. So we've been in talks with a couple of places, one of them being Scotiabank, who actually allows you to set up a payment gateway to accept credit card payments. Of course, the problem is that the requirements are a bit steep. The other alternative is actually a company from Trinidad, which is going to be launching a payment service here soon that will allow local Guyanese businesses to actually accept payments using their service. And how it will work is that they're not too strict requirements. You just integrate the system into your platform, and you could be accepting credit card payments like that. So with these innovations, we hope that things like farmers market could really take off, which brings us to one of the other problems that we have locally. And it involves the logistics of an online shopping selling platform. And that's, how is it that we get the goods from the buyer to the seller? You know, in the US, if you use Amazon, FedEx, UPS, DHL, those things are all taken care of. But locally, what do we have? GPO? No offense. But that's something that we need to actually get sorted out. The logistics of actually shipping products throughout our country. So for anybody who might be listening and looking over an area to start business, this is one. Very good one as well. So those are just some of the issues that you have to think about when building a piece of software. And with this platform, we only had a few weeks to do it. Normally these things would take, months of just gathering requirements, going through them, interviewing people, before we actually put, pen to paper to actually start building this. So with this platform, everything had to be fast-tracked, which we actually spent a lot more time than we expected developing and building it. But we were satisfied at the end of the day in how it all turned out. So one of the things involved in building it is looking at your target audience, the farmers. Now, in our country, again, farmers are not people who might be very tech savvy. So how do we bridge the gap, get them to use a system like this? But one of the things that we did is try to make using it simple. And sometimes not even requiring you to be at a computer. How? Well, almost everyone has a mobile phone, right? So what we did is that we programmed a bunch of SMS integrations into this platform. So for example, in addition to getting notification in the system, you can also receive notification by SMS on your phone. For example, if you would have posted a product, people would have made you offers, you would see each of them come through. You get a text, then the farmer might be out in the field, not next to a computer, not even with a smartphone, could actually say, well, yes or no, I'd like to accept or reject this offer. Transaction is finished, the other party is notified, and the process will continue. They could also even list products that they may have just by using their phone. Well, the whole idea is that we only scratch the surface of this to see or to show what is possible. But in our minds, at Genesis, there isn't anything that we really can do. It's just a matter of being creative enough to actually do it. And one of the reasons why we chose to take part in the Code Sprint is to give as the minister said, to show what is possible by people right here in Guyana. People who graduated from this same university, just to show you what you can do, to not limit yourself, and to really aim for the stars, as we saw in the demo earlier. So, really and truly, Farmers Market is a emerging platform, and we hope that it's one of the many things that local initiatives will motivate. So, of course, we don't have much time to go into everything else, but after the program is finished, feel free to ask us any questions that you may have about our platform. So, thank you. So, let's go ahead. Questions? Yes. From back.
Yeah, you mentioned that you would be providing data to people interested in that kind of thing. So would it just be commercial data, or would you be going to farmers and collecting like historical production rates and so on and making that available?
That might be a bit challenging to do, but what we hope is that depending on the adoption rates of using the platform, we plan to really extrapolate or analyze that data just on the surface and make that available so that you could actually get meaningful stats out of it. This question here, yes?
In terms of how do you ensure that the products that you're actually purchasing are high quality?
Right, so one of the issues right now, based on my knowledge, we don't actually have an agency that grades agricultural produce. So that is something as well that needs to be done. Not just people going to individual farmers and checking and grading, but an actual computerized system where the grades of produce is assigned to be verified by buyers and so on. So that's something that we as well would like to integrate into the platform, grading produce. In lieu of that, we've actually got what we call a freshness rating that we try to assign to each product. So like this one has been here a while, so you definitely wouldn't want to buy something that is at 0% freshness, right? So this just works on a basic simple algorithm to see how fresh the item is. Yeah, based on when it was added and when the expiry date is. Of course, the ideal thing would be if we got enough data in the system to use that to gauge, how long coconuts would normally last for, and the other kinds of vegetables and so on. Yes? Yes. So one of the very important things about this platform is the whole idea of you're not seeing who you're doing business with. I'm using myself as an example. I normally only buy things online from people who have very high reviews. So what you'll notice is next to Sonny's name, there's a little number in brackets. So So that is his, what we call experience score. So every positive transaction that he goes through in this platform and gets a good review, his score increases. So the higher the score, it means that he would have got more positive feedback. Also, you'll notice that Sunny, his name is in green with a little icon next to it. Well, this means that Sunny has a verified account, meaning that we would have asked for certain documents he would have submitted to verify his identity and so on. So in order for you to establish a trusting relationship with the person you're doing business with. Any questions? No? Yes, please.
So, first of all, I wanted to compliment you on the app and to say that you saw the request and the target both wanted you to produce at the end part of it. But I wanted to use the opportunity just to share how it actually started. And there's a question at the end of this, because this is a clear example of the kinds of things, let me stand up. This is a clear example of the kinds of things that I think you can get involved in. And we deliberately wanted to do an app that looked at putting a potential market with a potential buyer and seller. The two need to be together. And about a year and a half ago, I happened to be in Miami, speaking to an individual that said to me, the fastest growing fast food company in the US today is Polio Tropical. You know, they just opened Polio Tropical here. So when you look at the stats, and this is where we have an opportunity, a real opportunity to zero in on the business that's available internationally. The fastest growing fast food is not KFC. It is not any of the others, it's Polio Tropical. And why is that so? You know that Polio Tropical, they have a unique product. It has plantain, it got yams, it got black beans. It's targeted to what they call in North America ethnic food fair. And so that is an opportunity for us. The individual said to me that Polio Tropical cannot get supplies to meet the demand that they have. And that's why this is so important. Because every little farmer, whether you're small or not, has an opportunity right here in Guyana to produce for a market that is unfilled. And we're talking about cassava, which we grow. We're talking about plantain. I've gone to Polio Tropical in the US. The plantain is the first thing that they don't have at the end of the day. Right? So you see the opportunity for us. So here's the question now. You're right, we have challenges with the financing system, and I'm happy to say that we're working on that. And we're pushing the Bank of Guyana to put more appropriate financial payment systems. In the meantime though, we need to remember that something as simple as a travel card, which is like a debit card. You know, there's also an arm and a leg. The banks in Guyana, the most, are we still going live?
Yes,
okay,
Minister.
we are.
What's
okay,
your
so the banks have to move with the pace of what you're doing. That's the diplomatic way to put it. But what I'm trying to say is that something as simple as getting a travel card, which is a debit card, and loading it with whatever your local currency. I'm sure a lot of y'all do that to go and shop online and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, you know, we got to make sure that we keep looking for the opportunities. But the biggest challenge we have, which is I'm not sure if you have it in there also, is have you got a mechanism by which we identify an agency? Whether it's the new Guyana Marketing Corporation, and I need to go and talk to them too, or what is the agency that we can ensure is integrated into this app? Because the reality is The money is with the polio tropicals, who can say, I want 100,000 pounds of plantain every 3 months. And they're not interested in dealing with 500 farmers that will give them 1,000 pounds. They ain't got the time for that. And therefore, will the act provide an opportunity to bring some agency in that guarantees that the two can speak to each other? I thought that was a very good question on the area of the quality of the product. Because, you know, we've gotten a bad name with our rice on specific occasions, when we've had unscrupulous individuals that send half good quality rice, the other half bad rice. They go to poor Jamaica, they vex and they decide we buy no Guyana rice. That was many years ago. So I'm just showing you, but I don't know if you have in there that. And I do want to let people, especially you guys in here, because you're all the innovators. The winners from the hackathon that we had last November just got a contract. It's in the vicinity of about, I think it's 6 to 8 million Guyana dollars to really complete the app, the Tell Us All app that will be used, that in time will be on everybody's phone. So this is not just talk. This is not just exercise. This is real stuff, folks. So I like to say that the power is in our hands to do it differently. Okay? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, well, to answer your question, one of the things that we discovered while creating the app is that we need to have an additional mechanism in place to guarantee delivery of certain items. And unfortunately, again, Guyana lacks not only that, but we lack an easily accessible escrow service. How escrow works is that I think a lot of the places online use it. So after I make a payment, I pay to the company, Amazon. They will hold my funds until the product is delivered. To do that here, again, that doesn't exist. But how the platform is set up, there is absolutely no reason why a person who could speak to the farmers and communicate with the people who need the produce can actually have an account and just be like a broker. No reason why it can't. So yeah, it actually could happen as in the platform as it is right now. But when we did the presentation the first time, we did have an individual from the Guyana Marketing Corporation. So we're actually supposed to have some additional discussions with them as well as the ministry on how we could improve and get this app implemented. So if that's all, thanks again for your time and invitation.
Thank you once again to the correspondent winners for your presentation. Now on to the next presentation, we'll be having someone to discuss technology in sports, which is track and field. That will be Mr. Nikoli Major. Please put your hands together for them. Thank you.
Okay. Track and field differs from most other sports because it is solely measured in meters and seconds. A fraction of a second can make all the difference in the results of a race. Because of that, technology that records data from track and field races must be as precise and accurate as possible. Technologies that will be beneficial to the enhancements of performances in the range from personal gear, like for road speed, to equipment for the track, electronic blocks, electronic service block, to finish technology. These technologies will help in the overall accuracy of the boarding times for a race. The invention of the starting blocks is credited to the Australian Charlie Wood. Prior to the invention, runners would dig holes in the dirt on the track, as you can see. That's Jesse Wynn, and you can see there's no starting blocks there. We used to dig holes to get a rocket start. And that is the image of a starting block. That's another one. Now, next thing is the electronic starter block. So before the electronic starter pistol was established, we used to use whistle to start, or a gun, but it wasn't a real gun. Electronic starters pistol is another innovation employed to improve the start of track and field. This model imitates a standard pistol used in track events, where it is triggered as full. Rather than working like a pistol, this one transmits a signal that results in the sound of a gun, that should be played over a loudspeaker at starting line. This also increased the accuracy of timings. Now on to Nike Pro Gear. Now that is an image of the Nike Pro Gear. The design was inspired by a part of a golf ball with texture fabric in place. Strategically throughout the suit, these dimples are placed for aerodynamic drag reduction. Now the drag reduction is the force that is applying against a moving object. For instance, if an athlete is running, the force that is exerted against them, that's a drag reduction. So Nike came out with a suit to try and reduce the amount of force that is being applied on the athlete, so that will improve on the timing. That's another picture. Next thing is the photo finish. Well, we know before we used to use tapes as a finish line, but that caused a lot of issues because sometimes two persons may go in and just for really favoritism, they might just call the person who won. So say in track and field, they use finish to accurately determine the placement of events. Digital cameras are used to modern track and field events, historically famous use. The advantages of digital cameras are that they use a one-dimensional array sensor. Right. Now this is a photo finish. This was at Rio Olympics 2016 with Sean Miller and Alison Felix. The photo on the right, that's the image that the computer will see, that the computer will display. It will determine the winner. Now, tell me, if in real life, that's something which I was a part of that, in real life you can't really see a close distinction between who actually won the race. Now, I wasn't given force at first because it was a tape. I don't know why they use the technology, but due to a photo, we got a photo finish. So that's the technology for that.
Where is this stuff?
Pardon?
Where was this? Here.
Cleaner. Yeah.
So you said there was
No,
tape you.
Yeah, it was a church event, right? And they have the photo finish. I don't know why they set it up, and I don't know why they even use our ribbon. So.
Because it's a church event.
Oh my!
Oh my church event, I get put. See, get it off. No, but you got it.
Yeah, we got it. I got it first.
You were able to get it first.
Yeah, we got it.
That is very interesting. I didn't know what. I didn't realize the clothing and all of that. No computers.
Any other question?
Are you a computer science student?
Pardon?
You're a computer science student?
No, not like I'm a chemistry and chemistry.
Oh, I was going to ask if you're actually doing any research in sport technology.
No, not really. But I am a track and field athlete, and I'm inspired to be the greatest athlete.